I am in an Airbnb in New Orleans while recording this video, and I'm using their Wi-Fi. I have no idea if this is going to work for streaming live videos or not, so if it goes out, you'll understand why. It feels like it's been a really long time since I've recorded a video, even though it's probably only been like a few weeks. Hi, Musty fan. How's it going? I usually do my live videos on Mondays at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And this past week I was working on a project, and I think the week before that, it's been a blur, really. I've been traveling a bunch. I don't know what I was doing 2 Mondays ago. I really don't. That's really weird. Oh, wait a second. Okay, 2 Mondays ago, I've been working on this project for 2 Mondays. That makes sense. And those 2 Mondays were absolutely exhausting due to my schedule, which I'll tell you about. And, you know, I'm also going through this like period of a lot of reflection around my career and my life and things that I want to do differently. And I definitely go through these phases a lot. And so generally when I go through those times of like reflection, Walter just said that YouTube is putting ads ahead of live streams. Whoa. Didn't know that was happening, but thank you guys for watching, because the ad revenue I receive just goes right back into the work that I do. So I appreciate all of your support. Anyways, I lost my train of thought. Oh, I think I was saying that when I get in these reflective periods, I generally don't do a lot of content creation. So I've like barely been doing Instagram stories. I haven't been posting anything on Instagram, period. I haven't been posting much anywhere. I haven't done an episode in my Vegan Pal series for a couple weeks, mainly because of traveling and this project that I'll tell you guys about. That has just been so time consuming and draining. And I tried to figure out an optimal time to get a lot of the work that I want to get done, and just ended up prioritizing sleep and my personal life. So I think this happened to me at the beginning of this year, the end of last year. It's happened to me, like, I just go through these phases where sometimes I really feel on top of everything and I'm accomplishing a lot, and then other times I guess I'm accomplishing different things that aren't quite as public. So it just feels different. And I think that I'm starting to really recognize it about myself. I feel like people these days kind of judge how you're doing based on how often you're posting online and what you're posting online, and people think that there's something wrong. I should say not people in general, but many people think that there's something wrong if like you're not actively posting. And oftentimes if I'm not actively posting online, that will mean that something is going well and my focus is just on other things. Because you guys should know by now that when I do these videos, I share with you pretty openly how I'm doing. And it also seems like I'm very drawn to recording these videos, especially if I'm not doing them on the Monday 5 p.m. schedule. If I'm doing them off schedule like this video, they're kind of just like me really wanting to share something with you. So when I got to this Airbnb, one of the first things that I wanted to do was make a live video, because this is really one of the first times that I've had the energy and the time in my schedule to record a live video for you. But also, it's just really interesting because I'm traveling alone. So I'll give you the background, and I also thought it'd be fun to take you on a tour of this tiny little Airbnb I'm staying in, because it's very cool, and also tell you why I'm here, and then maybe even go out to the streets of New Orleans, because I'm staying like right in the center of it all. So let's begin with a little tour. I'm just gonna show you around at random. This is the bed, obviously. It's like this tiny place, smaller than my little home. So there's like this bed area, and then this cool little cabinet, not cabinet, closet, I should say, but it's like, I don't know, this is basically like a big shed. No, shed is not the right word. It's like a big, I don't know what to describe. It's all one room, and they like built this in here. And so it's got this like cool little closet with like empty space at the top. This is my dress that I'm wearing tomorrow. I'm actually in the bridal party. I'm a bridesmaid. So I have this long, expensive dress that I bought to be in my friend's wedding. So a little better, and then you're just immediately in the kitchen. So right next to the bed is the fridge, which, you know, doesn't really bother me because I'm not here for very long and I'll barely be in here. I could like hang out here and work for a while though. Like this is like, it feels like a little cabin or something. It's really sweet. And the kitchen, even though it's like all one room, part of the same place, which I'm used to because my place is kind of like this, just bigger. My place in Los Angeles is, it's actually like all really new, like nice like wood and nice appliances. Like the kitchen is like perfectly clean, although I've noticed some non-natural cleaning products in here. And yeah, it's just kind of like cute and rustic. And then like, yeah, I'm just impressed by the appliances. I brought my snacks, and I brought on my trip, I always pack snacks, so kale chips. My favorite thing since I've been traveling so much has been rice cakes, and I got these little peanut butter to-go packs from Justin's, and Lara bars. Basically, these 3 items I've been taking on almost every trip with me, and they just satisfy my sweet tooth. They fill me up. I had a McDougal's cup on my flight, a split pea soup, which I was really grateful for, and I feel like I had something else. I don't remember what it is. These kale chips were okay, but they were really inexpensive, so I always bring water too. Have my bottled water here. And also a ton of tea. So that's like the kitchen and the bedroom area. And then the bathroom's really cool. Check this out. The bathroom actually has this cool like sliding door, which might not be the best for privacy if I was staying with somebody else here. This is like basically great for couples that have been together for a while or like really close friends. But other than that, wouldn't recommend a place like this because like there's no sound barrier, if you know what I mean. So yeah, the bathroom was really nice. Again, kind of rustic, feels like I'm in a cabin. Really cool shower. And this is my thing. I don't know if I've talked about it on this channel much, but my portable squatty potty. Speaking of bathrooms, not going into too much detail, but I'm obsessed with the squatty potty. I have one at home, and they came out with this portable one like last year, and they sent this to me to try out, and I've been an affiliate of Squatty Potty for a long time, so I might put my affiliate link there if you guys want to check it out. But this is amazing. I carry this anytime I go on a trip. It folds up, and this, I'm just talking about, it's not meant to like plug it as a sponsor, but like, why not mention this, because this thing is the best. I love having a portable squatty potty, so that's basically it. And this is so sweet. They like folded the towels like you would if you were like in a hotel. It's just very sweet. It's a nice touch. The only problem is that the air quality in this room is a little musty. Not quite sure how that's gonna go because I have nasal sensitivities, but there's a ceiling fan and they have like a dehumidifier. Okay, it gets even better. I'm gonna put on my glasses and my shoes and take you guys for a little tour outside because this is where it's really cool. And when I walked in here, I felt really sad that I was traveling by myself because it'll certainly be nice to be here and I'll be pretty preoccupied with the wedding tomorrow. But I feel like if I had come here with somebody else, it would have been even more fun. So, what just popped? Doors are not in the best. Debbie, are you in Cabo? I was just in Cabo. I'll tell you guys, I can't remember if I did a post-Cabo video, but I was in Cabo 2 weekends ago. It's my first time in Mexico. I locked myself in here because I wasn't sure how safe it was. So now I'm just trying, aha, okay, got it. I think, hold on. I don't know how to use this. Debbie, that's so cool. We're gonna talk about our Cabo trips. Okay, I have to focus on opening up this door. I like seriously locked myself in here. How do I get out? I do not know how to operate this door. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay, got it. All right. It's like almost 1 a.m. I feel like I should be whispering, but I'm also, wait till you guys see what part of New Orleans I'm in. I don't know New Orleans super well. This is my second time here, but I was told by my Lyft driver that this is really cool. So check it out. Look, I have like a little porch with steps, and then this cool little patio area. And it kind of looks like there's a fire, but those are just backlit lights. And I don't know if there was apartments up there or what. I don't know. But it is so, so cute. Hi, Carrie. Wait till I walk farther back so you guys can get a good view. All right, so the real fun happens. Now, when I first got here, I was really concerned. I arrived at like 11 p.m. And as you're about to see, when I pulled up on the sidewalk, I was like, how am I gonna sleep in this place? Back here, you guys can probably notice it's very quiet, but listen to the sound as we get closer. Internet is okay, but it's crazy going back out there. It gets so loud, and then like you walk back in the courtyard and it gets quieter and quieter and quieter, and I can kind of hear music now and some cheers. But when I get up to the little Airbnb, which I have to show you guys this view too. Once you get up here, you can barely hear anything. It's so cool. So, I feel slightly sad that I'm staying in this Airbnb by myself, but I think that's also kind of good for me because I haven't had a ton of time to myself lately. Let me get back inside. Musty fan said I could absolutely live there. Yeah, it's so cool because like, it's called Frenchman Street. It's like one of the cooler streets in New Orleans. It's like right out there. But then you get back in here and it's like really quiet, especially when you close the doors. I'm leaving the little gate open, or screen door I should say, open to get some fresh air in here. So yeah, that's where I'm staying. How's the internet? Is it okay? I know that I went from Wi-Fi to cellular data. I don't know what it's on right now. Let me see if I can switch back. Let's see. Come on. All right. Should hopefully be back on Wi-Fi. But that is where I'm at. I just got, like I said, I've only been here for a couple hours. Cut out for a sec, it's good now. Thank you for the update. I really should be going to bed really soon, but because of the time difference, it's only like 11 p.m. I think in LA. There's a 2-hour time difference. I'm supposed to be getting ready like pretty early in the morning. But I think I'm gonna kind of stretch it. I'm one of those people that like wants very specific details in order to make decisions. I work best when I have like a strategy and a plan. And so the recommended time to start getting hair and makeup done, since again I'm in the bridal shower for my friend, recommended time was 8 a.m. and it's like 1 a.m. or something right now. And I was like,
8 a.m. Sounds horrible because that's 6 a.m. in LA. And I had been getting up at 6 a.m. for days on end to do this project I've been working on. So I was like, that's the last thing I want to do. And so then, because I decided to do my own hair and makeup for the wedding, my friend was like, okay, anytime before like 1 p.m. So now I like have this window of anywhere from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. to arrive. And I'm like, I have no idea what to do. And so I'm a little nervous about getting sleep tonight because I'm like in this weird in between of being super exhausted and like wide awake, which has been the common theme for me all week. And I just wish somebody would tell me when to be there. But I didn't get an answer, so I'm just going to have to be a responsible adult and make a decision. So I think I'm going to aim to get up, I don't know. I was going to say get up at 9 and get there like around 9:30 or 10. That sounds decent. I don't know. I really don't know. So, the past 2 weeks, I've been working on this really cool project. It is a vegan cooking competition show that will be available to watch online, and I'll tell you guys all about it as soon as it's available. My role has been social media producer, so my job has entailed directing and producing all of the social media footage. So mainly the video, but also some of the still photography. So I brought on a videographer to capture all of the behind the scenes video, to do interviews with people. I've been directing and conducting interviews and just like, yeah, basically managing and making sure that all the footage that is necessary to market the show is being captured, and then also kind of managing the photographers to get still shots of the food that's happening in the competition, and also like behind the scenes still photography, and it's been really, really amazing. I am so excited about this project. A friend of mine is producing it. Other people I know are involved in the show, and I'm being paid really well, which is awesome. Plus, I'm like so excited about the show. It's definitely something that I would watch. I actually, even though I know the outcome and like everything that happens in every show, I cannot wait to watch it. There's going to be, I think, 12 episodes when they launch it for the first season, and I like want to watch all 12 of them. And maybe it's because I've been watching behind the scenes that I kind of just want to see how it all comes together. Sorry, I feel like I heard noise out in the courtyard. This is the downside of keeping the screen door open. And being a woman by herself in a city that she doesn't live in. I think that's just my imagination. But got a little nervous. Maybe turn off some of the lights. That's too many lights. Okay, sorry. So anyways, I'm so excited about it. The show does have a twist. It's a very adult theme. I'm not going to ruin what the twist is, but it's not something that everyone's going to agree with. But I am really, really excited about it. I'll just leave it at that. If you don't remember, you haven't heard me say this before, I used to work in film production, or just all types of production, TVs, music videos, commercials. Like, that was my world for many years. That's why I moved to Los Angeles. That's what I dreamed of doing. My big dream growing up was to direct, write, and star in movies. And I worked in the industry for a long time. Actually, it wasn't that long. Let's see. I worked in the industry technically from end of 2004 to beginning of 2010. So like 5 years, let's say. And when I started Eco Vegan Gal and all the work that I've been doing through that, I just kind of decided that I didn't really want to follow
this dream that I had for so long. But being on set reminded me of how much I love it. Like, over the years, I've really missed being on set. Like, even though the days are really long and exhausting, there's just something very exhilarating about it. It's kind of hard to put into words. But it's like watching things happen and working with teams of people that are all there, like pulling together for the same thing, is just like something that really resonates with me. So this week I was on set Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from about 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day. And if you know me, I am not an early riser typically. And so waking up at 6 a.m. every day was so hard. Even just those 3 days was really, really hard for me because I have trouble going to bed before midnight. And so a few of those nights I was able to go to bed fairly early. Like, I think one night, like 10:30. But like, I basically averaged like 7 hours of sleep and just felt so exhausted. And anyways, it just like was really tough. So yesterday, Thursday, I tried to catch up on sleep, but I had all this stuff that I have been kind of putting on the back burner due to this project. So it's just kind of been a big juggling act, and then knowing I was about to go on this trip. And then a crazy thing that's been happening as a result of working on this show is that I guess, like, you probably heard me say this before, like, I have anxiety that kind of like I've learned how to manage over my life, and I've basically what I am needing to focus on and figure out right now is like I kind of dealing with my anxiety and bringing it out more from the unconscious to the conscious, because I think what I do is push it away or bury it down, and all of my anxiety really comes out at night. So last night I had like one of the worst sleeps of my life because it felt like I was up the entire night. I had mentally convinced myself that I was on set. So the entire night it felt like, it might have only been a few hours, but it felt literally like I was working in my sleep. Like, it was such a weird sensation. This is something I've noticed too. I do a lot of sleepwalking and sleep talking. And it's something that I also want to like research more about myself, because my brain like does this weird thing where I think like my dreams are real, and so that'll cause me to like actually get up and like act them out and have like these kind of little panic attacks and experiences like that. And sometimes, like last night, I will like be in this weird in-between state where I'm not awake but I'm not asleep, and I'm completely convinced that what's happening in my dream is real. So I remember last night waking up and being like, oh, this is a dream. And then another part of my brain is like, no, this is real. And it was like, it felt as if the whole production was happening around me, like around the bed and like in the other rooms and stuff. And like, I felt like I kept saying to people, like, I gotta go to bed. And like, no one was listening to me. I'm like, I gotta wake up early and travel. And nobody cared. And like, I was like stuck. It was like maybe what purgatory might feel like, where you're like, no, I don't want to be here, but like being forced to like be in this in-between. And so like, I felt like I didn't get any sleep at all last night. It was so weird. And I think it's just because I've used to being on set even after those 3 days. Technically, I was on set 6 days, 3 days last week and 3 days this week. And overall, it's wonderful. The last day of production is actually tomorrow. I missed 2 days. Today they shot a couple episodes, and then tomorrow they're shooting a couple episodes, and I couldn't do it because I'm traveling. And I feel kind of sad, but also kind of relieved, because it's just so exhausting. Even when you're not really doing much, like just knowing that you have to stay awake for 12 hours and like you have to like keep going. I know that, most people work like 8 to 9 hour jobs plus a commute. That's the other thing too. Like the set was like 30 minutes each way. So it ended up being like a 13-hour day.
I guess like when I used to work a full-time job, you know, let's just say 9 hours, you would have a lunch break, and then you would usually go home and you'd have time to rest. Like when you're working on set, even if you're sitting around, it just feels draining because you're around so many people that are doing things, and like there's just so many things to think. You're like stimulated a lot, and obviously there's so much stimulation that my brain was so actively thinking about it all the time. Anyways, so that's that. I said I went to Cabo, and like I also really just can't remember if I even said anything about my Cabo. Oh, I did, didn't I? Yes. Okay, now it's coming back to me. This is like how discombobulated I feel. I do remember talking about Cabo, and I remember talking about like the perspective it gave me. So I won't go into that any further, but yeah, I guess I don't have too much more to say right now. There's so much that I'd love to share. I often have this feeling, I don't know if you guys can relate to this too. Oh, hold on. I want to answer Lauren's question. She said, tell us how the show is going to be released eventually. It will be online. It'll be on a free platform. Similar to Hulu is my best. I won't tell you guys exactly because I'm not sure how many details they want us to share yet. But as soon as it comes out, which I think the first episode is going to be around Thanksgiving, so in about a month. I think it's November 22nd is the first episode. And yeah, it'll be available online. There's a mobile app for this platform, and I believe you can just watch it through their website. And it's kind of like Hulu, but I guess, is Hulu free? I don't even remember. I never used Hulu. I know you can pay for elements of Hulu. But anyways, this will be free. It is a completely vegan show, and it's just so cool, you guys. Like, there is one big element that I'm not going to tell you about yet, that could technically be racy. Without telling you exactly what it is, I would summarize the show as bringing together veganism and something else, another thing that is often controversial and people have very different opinions on. Okay, Lauren said she doesn't think anything of Hulu is free. Yeah, I just never go on Hulu. Like, I'm become a Netflix girl, so I watch like everything on Netflix or like, you know, other platforms connected to my cable or something. Anyways, this show is just very cool in my opinion because if you haven't noticed, I'm a very liberal person, and I believe in, I guess I have a very balanced opinion about things. Like I don't like to view things as black and white. I tend to be more in the middle. And so I just think that the other element of the show, which you guys will find out about, is like could open a lot of eyes to this other subject matter. And there's just a lot of elements of the show that I think are very, very cool. Like it brings up different cultures. It brings up people from all different backgrounds and mentalities and genders and sexualities, and like they did a really great job of casting the show and bringing on interesting people, and yeah, I'm really, really excited about it. And even though I haven't seen the final product, I feel really, really proud to be part of the show. So you know, some of you guys might not agree with one element of it. It could definitely polarize some people, but I hope that you'll have an open mind and be excited that there is a great vegan cooking competition show coming to air. And I bet you guys can learn something, so I can't wait to share it with you. Anyways, aside from that, the other thing that I would like to talk about more soon when I have hopefully am able to better articulate it, is just kind of more of my thoughts on, I've been having a lot of different thoughts about social media and my career, and I don't know, it's kind of, I can't even quite put into words things. It's kind of like thinking about what's important to me and noticing the things that society places a lot of emphasis on, and sometimes feeling like I've tried to box myself in to be a certain way that isn't fully in alignment with who I really am. I guess that's the best way to put it. That's what I think about a lot, because what's really important is, in my opinion, is finding like your true self, being happy and living a life that's really in alignment with you. I'm getting notices that the connection isn't very good. Hopefully that'll resolve itself. But if it doesn't, and I get cut off, you guys will get, my battery's running low, the connection isn't so great. Sometimes life just forces, or technology forces me to wrap things up. So I feel like that's a good but vague note to end on. It's also really hot in here, so I want to turn on the fan again. The only issue with this ceiling fan above me is that it's oddly placed next to a light, so when the ceiling fan spins, it like creates this weird strobing effect in here. So this place isn't perfect, but it'll be a fun escape for a few days. So I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I always have lots of things to share with you guys, and I love hearing from you. I haven't read comments on videos in a few weeks due to my schedule and kind of mental state as a result of my schedule, but I will read through those comments and get back to you guys and reflect more on things that you have to say too, because I really always love hearing your thoughts on the things that I bring up and your questions. So thank you for being patient with me during these times where I'm a little scattered and maybe not as in communication as usual. I just always want to be my best self and the most present with you guys as I possibly can. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. I just heard a really weird sound outside. It was like... Hold on, I'm going to keep recording until I figure out what that sound was. That was creepy sounding. It sounded almost like a rat squealing, or a bird, or